Hello and welcome to r/MaliciousCompliance, brought to you by Reddit Recreations. Our story today comes from Mondude and is titled, Tell Me to F Off? Go ahead with your flat tyre on the highway then. Just as I was pulling into a gas station, an older car driven by a 70-plus-year-old man was pulling out. As I was pulling in, I noticed his rear tyre was almost completely flat and stopped to roll my window down to point at his tyre and warn him. Not listening, the old man rolls up his window while telling me to F off and gets unreasonably mad, waving his hands and making faces. The road he was driving through only connects with a long busy highway with a few exits. Now, I don't wish ill will on anyone and could have made more of an effort, but I was always taught to respect my orders, so F off then I will. Maybe he'll realise his mistake when he's sitting on the side of the highway. Most likely not. That's life. I would love to see an update with just a photo where an hour later, moving down the freeway and the old man's just pulled over. I'm a 70-plus-year-old woman. 2 days ago, and I was pulling out of the Waffle House parking lot, another car drove up to mine and a driver waved at me to lower my window. Unlike the OP's old man, I stopped and paid attention to what he had to say. "Ma'am, your rear driver's tyre's nearly flat." I thanked him profusely and drove immediately to my car tyre guy. Nail hole, easily patched. Not all of us old folks are rude curmudgeons. I'm a curmudgeon, but I'm not rude. One time saw a dude driving down the highway on a straight metal rim. Tyre completely missing. Sparks gone, flying everywhere, kinda made the little box look pretty against the night sky. Pointed at it to the dude. No way he didn't know though, right? And he reacted like I screwed his mum in his bed when he was 17 and walked in on it. Holy crap, he was pissed. So we sped off in front of him, laughing our asses off, wondering if we saw what just actually happened. Oh, St. Louis, you've always made the road trips fun. There are so many great stories in the comments about people in similar driving situations, so I'm just going to be going through all the comments today and hearing loads of little stories. Starting with Mac Daddy DC. Had a similar experience. I was honking and flashing my lights at this lady trying to come out of a Kroger store. She flipped me off and split. I guess that $1,000 iPhone on the car roof wasn't that important. Had the same experience. Truck cut me off in traffic. I let it slide, but when we got to the light, I noticed a phone sitting on the bumper. I tried in the nicest way possible to get their attention. Pretty sure they thought I was road raging and flipping them off, but they just ignored me and took off when the light turned green. Oh well. I had the opposite experience. I was following a truck for miles with his back-facing lights on. Not wanting to anger him, I just hung back. Finally, I gave him a long high beam flash. Almost immediately, the lights went off and I got a friendly wave. I was on a work trip to Detroit, driving around in a rental car trying to find dinner. It was getting dark, car started following me and flashing his lights at me, which really freaked me out. So I slowed down, I let him pass, and then realised the rental's lights weren't on and he was trying to tell me. I immediately put them on auto. I had laughed that it scared me, they were only being friendly. I was following a truck that had no brake light or tail lights on an unlit state highway one night. When they pulled into the parking lot, I followed because they were in such an unsafe situation that it was worth 5 minutes of my time to tell them. When I walked up to their vehicle, the driver rolled his window up and looked at me like he was expecting to be carjacked. Dude, I'm a middle-aged, nerdy lady, and you're a guy who looks like he works for shovels with a living. Anyway, I told him and he was super appreciative. But man, people really expect the worst from each other nowadays. Well yeah, being fed non-stop fear propaganda will do that to people. And I live in Oakland, it's not propaganda here. Tried to get a guy's attention once, warning him of something, waving arms, honking, flashing our lights. He either was super oblivious or patiently ignoring us. So we sat down and watched the show as the case of beer he'd put on top of his car slid one way and then the other, and finally went for a dive off his roof at around 50 kilometers an hour, resulting in a very pretty display of spinning pinwheels of foamy goodness. 1 AM, lots of traffic, no lights on the car, flashed her and honked. She got behind me, flashed, made honking humour. Honking humour? What the hell is honking humour? And then had to slam on the brakes by a tractor trailer when they cut over and didn't see her. She turned on her headlights then. Okay, honking humour, I need to Google that. So I don't know if it's just something wrong with my brain, but when I was first reading that, as he flashed her and honked. I'm imagining he just like full on whipped it out and started honking like a goose, and she responded in kind. He's got his trousers down, she's got her top up, and they're both honk, honk. I've tried looking it up, I can't find anything. It's just jokes about honking. When to honk, laugh out loud with these car horn jokes. Car horns play funny tunes on the radio. I can't find what is honking humour. Okay, well let's laugh out loud with one of these car horn jokes very quickly. Okay, let's just read the top one on bosshorn.com. Boss Horn. Is this an entire web page dedicated to horns or horn jokes? Or is this just a coincidence? What the hell have I found here? These aren't honking jokes, there's just massive horns. It's like a horn set attached to a drill. 292 quid for this. What the hell is this? Okay, well, Boss Horn makes a bit more sense as a website now. I'm very curious about this. This goes into a deep dive about car horn jokes. Did you know it's like a social experiment? Why are car horn jokes so popular? Exploring the humour between the classic honk, a timeless source of laughter and frustration. What am I reading? Honk if you love a good joke. Okay. Why did the Scarecrow become a successful car salesman? Because he was outstanding in his field and knew how to honk his own horn. No one says the horn bit at the end. That's never been added onto that joke. It's just he's outstanding in his field. This type of joke showcases the playful nature of car horn humour, blending wordplay and the association of honking with self-promotion. It's a light-hearted way to poke fun at both car salesmen and the act of honking itself. Horny statistics, the impact of car horn jokes. Ooh. Car horn jokes have become a staple of comedy, both on and off the road. The popularity of these jokes can be seen in various ways. Online searches for car horn jokes have increased by 28% in the past year. Ooh. What am I doing? Why am I reading this out? I need to get back on track. I know I'm just going to cut all this out at the end. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll have an r/car horn. And anyway, I'm done with car horns now. Moving on. There was a guy pulling away from the pump with a large drink cup on top of his car. I gestured to him to stop and rolled down my window. He rolled down his before I could say anything, and he yelled at me to mind my own business. Effing B. I hope next time it's his phone or his laptop. I'm dying to know what he thought you were going to say that warranted his reaction. Some people are just mad at the world all the time. It seems exhausting, but somehow they always seem to live forever while stressing everyone around them into an early grave. When I was a kid, my friend's dad was driving us and someone was following us. Flashing lights and honking, eventually we pulled over, and the friend's dad is tomato red in the face. Gets out ready to throw hands. Yeah, he left his camera on the roof of the car. Saw an early 20s girl on the highway a few weeks ago. She was driving on a flat at 65 miles an hour. I tried waving and pointing at her tyre repeatedly, and she flipped me off and sped up. If she wants to turn a $200 fix into a $1,000 fix, yeah, fine by me. No reason to be a bee when people are just trying to help. I hope she had to sit on the side of the highway for an hour in that heat wave that we had that week. Be kind, folks. My dad once had someone trying to flag him down in his big box truck for his business. He pulled over, and thank God he did, since it turns out my baby brother, maybe aged 3 or 4, had climbed onto the bumper and was riding along, holding on by the handle for the roll door. Bro jumped off the back and ran around to the driver door once the truck stopped. I wanted to go with you, Daddy. Insert heart attack here. Oh my God. What? Why is the most wild comment always so much more buried? All these other people driving around with flat tyres. Your child is stood on the car and you don't realise. Oh my God, that kid went on an adventure. That kid is going to be an adrenaline junkie in the future, that poor dad. Well, it's a good thing he listened, didn't just flip him off, carried on driving, whee! Child goes flying. If you can learn anything from this video, if someone's honking at you, or beeping at you, or trying to get your attention when you're driving, just hear them out. You can always flip them off and swear at them after you've heard them out if you think it's not that important. If they just want to say hello, then you can put the middle finger up at them. Just hear them out first, just in case. I pulled up next to a guy at a stoplight and told him his driver's side rear tyre was flat. He told me it wasn't. Dang, he didn't fall for my great prank. Great exchange. Just pull up. Hey, roll down your window. What? I've just noticed your driver's side tyre's flat. No, it's not. Alright then. Bye. He probably had a boyfriend. Hey, roll down your window. I have a boyfriend. There was a news story once of a dude who stopped on the side of the road in Canadian winter to help a woman change her tyre. And when he was done, she sped away without even thanking him. Man got a lot of Christmas gifts from strangers that year when the storm came out. And the woman's family outed her. Well, I am going to leave it there. That's another episode of Reddit Recreations in the books. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe because I do new Reddit videos every single day. And I will see you again next time.